My peoples, welcome to Boxing. You already know what it is, man. JSmiff in the flesh, and this is your favorite boxer, favorite boxing show. Let's get it, my peoples. We gotta talk about it. That's what the people talking about, what the people want to know. So we gotta talk about it. Who is Tank Davis gonna fight next? We're hearing that it may be El Rayo Valenzuela, who defeated Pitbull Cruz recently. So if Tank gets that fight and Shakur Stevenson fights Cordina and we're expecting a win, could it be possible that we get Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson? And then, of course, we have Terence Bud Crawford, who won a title in the 154 division, and Canelo Álvarez is about to fight Edgar Berlanga. So another fight that we're expecting a certain outcome, which is Canelo taking care of business. So is that gonna open the door for us to get Canelo versus Bud Crawford? I'd like to, you know, be open to that possibility. That's a fight I know a lot of people want to see. I know a lot of people also want to see Benavidez against Canelo. And listen, I've been wanting to see that fight too. Been wanting to see Canelo versus Benavidez. However, it hasn't happened. The Mexican Monster already stated that he's going to stay at the 175 division. So for now, I guess I'm not expecting Canelo to fight the Mexican Monster because he's not, saying anything about moving up to the 175 division. However, we know that Terence Crawford has been, asking for that fight, has been calling him out. His Excellency Turkey Allow Sheep is back in that fight. And, you know, I think that Canelo, once he gets past Berlanga, he's going to revisit negotiations with His Excellency. And I think Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez is going to be the fight that will be on the table as the first option. So I'm hoping we can get that fight next year. It's crazy. That fight, we don't even know if it will happen. And a lot of people are already making predictions. People saying Canelo's going to knock Terence Crawford out. Same with Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis. That fight, they're both going to fight somebody else. So that fight is not going to happen this year. Yeah, a lot of people are already predicting that Tank Davis is going to knock Shakur out. Now, we have to see it. I don't think that's the way that it's going to play out. But I tell you what, Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez are probably the two most important fights in boxing. And these are the type of fights that people go crazy about them because, they feel so sure about the outcome. By the way, my peoples, Box 7, yo, if you love boxing, subscribe to this channel. I promise you, this is the original boxing content. And check out the videos. I invite you to check out the videos. If you like it, subscribe. I promise you that you will. Your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Find out why I call it that. But again, yo, Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson and Bud Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez. Everybody feels like they already know the outcome. Like they know what's going to happen. Yeah. Those are very, very interesting matchups. So here's one thing that I take into consideration, right? When it comes to Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, people feel like Tank is gonna knock them out because they usually go with the power punchers. That's always, or that's the most popular option, to go with the power puncher. But if we look historically, the boxers, have beaten the power punchers a lot of time. When two great fighters face each other, yo, great boxers beat great punchers. That's nothing new. So when it comes to Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, you can't just say, "Oh, Tank is gonna knock him out. He's gonna make it look easy." Doesn't really work that way. Hey, hey, Alexandra, hola, hola. Gracias por entrar al en vivo. So yeah, my peoples, the predictions are very interesting because a lot of people are saying that Canelo is gonna knock Terence Crawford out. He's obviously gonna be the favorite in that fight, and then we're seeing the same thing. People saying Tank Davis is gonna knock Shakur Stevenson out. Is it really gonna play out like that? I beg to differ. I don't think it's gonna play out that way. I think, I, you know what? El Rayo Valenzuela versus Pitbull Cruz is a perfect example. A lot of people predicted that Pitbull was gonna knock Rayo out. Oh, he's gonna walk him down. He's gonna beat him up. He's gonna bully him. And you saw what happened. Instead of Pitbull knocking him out, El Rayo used his reach, outboxed him, and straight up put a clinic. He put on a clinic. So El Rayo Valenzuela shocked everybody who thought he was going to get knocked out. The boxer beat the puncher. So that's why I'm saying, with Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, you can't just think, oh, he's going to wash him. He's going to knock him out easy. Easy work. Come on, bro. Like, Shakur Stevenson is a multi-division champion for a reason. He's a unified champion for a reason. He's undefeated. So you can't just think a guy is going to get washed based off of, hey, his opponent got power. Now, we know, don't get it twisted, Tank Davis is a very skilled fighter. I'm not trying to discredit him on that. But let's not discredit Shakur. You're discrediting him when you're saying, well, Tank is going to knock him out and make it look easy. It doesn't work that way. Shakur is one of the best defensive fighters in the game, period, point blank. So you don't just wash somebody like that. Terence Buck Crawford and Canelo Álvarez, what makes that interesting is that, the 168 division and Bud just made his debut at the 154 division. So obviously he would have to jump two divisions up to challenge Canelo. And for that reason, people think that he's going to get knocked out and he's going to get washed. And again, I remind y'all, man, skills pay the bills. Canelo Alvarez is not just going to knock Terence Crawford out because he's the bigger guy. Skills pay the bills. Remember, Floyd Mayweather was smaller than Canelo. He outboxed him. Bivol, even though he was a little bit taller than Canelo, but he outboxed him. He didn't use his weight. He wasn't walking him down or anything like that. By the way, my peoples, yo, Box Center, man, don't forget to hit that like button. If you love boxing, subscribe to this channel. I promise you, you're going to get the exclusive, original boxing content. Lots of videos on that library for you to check out. If you enjoy boxing, trust me, this is the spot for you, my peoples. But let me know what y'all think, man. Predictions. Does everybody really believe that Tank Davis is going to knock Shakur Stevenson out? Is it really that sure that you feel about Canelo knocking Terence Crawford out? Like, how sure? Is it a situation where you don't like these fighters? Because sometimes I think it's more based on that. People don't like Shakur. They want to see him get knocked out. So they're kind of like ignoring his skills, what he brings to the table to say, hey, nah, he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get washed. But you got to ignore, this is the best defensive fighter in the game. The guy that gets hit the less. So, Shakur is damn near impossible to hit him flush. What you got to see is his fights. So how do we feel comfortable about saying, hey, he's going to get knocked out? Nah, I don't think it's that simple. It's not that simple at all. He's the type of fighter who has the skills to stay focused and outbox you for 12 rounds. 12 rounds of putting hands on you and dancing circles around you at the same time. So, I'm not saying he's going to wash Tank. At times, he is going to make it look easy. But Tank, he's one of the best in the world. So, of course, it's going to be a competitive fight. Tank Davis is that dude. Saludos, Darlani. Gracias por entrar al en vivo. Tank Davis is that dude. I'm not saying that Shakur is going to smoke him. But I can tell you, Shakur Stevenson got the resources, got the tools to beat Tank Davis. If you're thinking Tank Davis is gonna go out there and knock him out, it's not that simple, yo. It's really not. The same thing with Terence Crawford. The what people cling on to with Bud Crawford and Canelo Álvarez is that 168 number. Oh, it's 168. It's weight classes for a reason. People hold on to that thought. But I want y'all to consider one thing, bro. Canelo Alvarez is not a big dude. No one's ever said, yo, Canelo's a big guy. Benavidez is a big dude. See? For his division. Boots is a big dude for his division. Yo, Canelo Alvarez is not a big guy. So, even though he is at the 168 division, if you look at him and Crawford standing next to each other, he don't even look much bigger than Bud. You gotta remember, Crawford walk around in the 160s. He's a little bit taller than Canelo and has longer reach. Those are those are the weapons that Bivol used against him. Height and reach. Kept him on the outside, kept that stick on his face, and y'all saw how that played out. So all I'm saying is, Terence Buck Crawford has the skills to outbox Canelo Alvarez just like Bivol did. It's not about weight class because it's going to be a boxing match. Canelo's not going to bully him. He's not going to put his weight on him. It's going to be a boxing match. It's going to be about skills. That's what you have to understand. And look what happened when Canelo was involved in a boxing match with Bivol and with Floyd Mayweather. They were able to outbox him. Weight wasn't a factor in either one of those fights. So all that, oh, it's 168. Crawford is not going to be able to handle that. And also the false narrative about how Crawford could, struggle at 154 and because of that, therefore, he can't fight really at 168. That's a fake narrative. Look how easy I debunked that narrative. At the 154 division, Crawford has one fight versus a very good fighter, a champion in Madrimov. He beat him. He walked away with a W. Now, if you watched the fight, weight was not a factor. You didn't see Bivol, walking Crawford down or putting his weight on him, leaning on him, or doing anything that you could say, oh, he's bullying him, with the weight. He wasn't doing none of that. That was a straight up boxing match. It was a boxing match. So Madrimov turned out to be a very good boxer, a better boxer than a lot of us thought. Because, the funny thing is that most of the people that are knocking Madrimov had never seen him fight before before he faced Crawford. I only seen highlights of the guy. I had never seen him fight myself. So why are people not wanting to accept that Madrimov is a good fighter, yo? He's a good fighter. The guy got power. He has a style where he, is constantly moving, feigning, very hard to time. And that's the way that the fight played out. But Crawford walked out of there with a W. But do boxing fans forget that no champion beats everybody easily? Nobody. Look at Floyd Mayweather. He's considered the GOAT by many. Now, did he beat Maidana the first time they fought? Did he beat Maidana easily? No. When he fought Castillo the first time, did he beat him easily? No. He beat Oscar De La Hoya by split decision. Was that easy? No. So the point is, no matter how great a fighter is, they're not gonna win every fight easily. So for you to say, "Oh, he struggled at 154," come on, man. That had nothing to do with weight. That had to do with him fighting a very good fighter that made it difficult, and Crawford still found a way to win. There you go, my brother. Ray runs 214. That's what makes classic. You know, you can't expect fighters to go out there and watch everybody, and that's what happened with social media, with the social media fan base. That you know, we want every champion to watch everybody, even when they win. We like, oh, he got exposed. Like, how you get exposed when you won the fight? How you won the fight? How did you get exposed? And we see that a lot, in boxing, where a guy wins, somehow he got exposed for winning. And you can name any fighter that you want, and I guarantee you, we can find the fights where he didn't dominate. Look at Tank Davis. He knocking everybody out. He had to go the distance with Pitbull Cruz. And what happened? A bunch of people were saying, oh, he got exposed. Look, he couldn't stop him. He couldn't stop him. Like, what is he talking about? He won the fight. Walked out of there with a W. But again, a lot of fans think that the champions need to dominate everybody that they fight. And if they don't dominate, they got exposed somehow. And that's not the reality, yo. No fighter dominates every opponent that they face. Nobody. You can name any fighter, and we can see opponents that they struggled against. That it was a tough fight that they had. They was involved in a dog fight. Everybody you can name was involved in a dog fight. By the way, my peoples, you already know what it is, man. Box Center, you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button, my peoples. Don't be cheap with that like button. Hit that like button, share the videos. If you love boxing, this is where it's at. I'm your plug, my peoples, if you're a boxing person. But again, um, styles make fights, but people also don't understand that. Like Madrimov is a totally different fighter than Canelo Álvarez. Whatever happened between Terence Crawford and Madrimov is irrelevant to a fight between Bud and Canelo. Irrelevant. Has nothing to do with it. I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate that like, my brother. Um, so yeah, man, we have to stop thinking whatever happened with these two fighters, now we know what's gonna happen with those two when they fight. That is irrelevant. When Terence Bud Crawford fight Canelo Álvarez, you don't know what style he's gonna bring to the table. You don't know how he's gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight him the same way he fought Madrimov. So you can't determine what's actually gonna happen, and even say the 154 division was relevant to Bud going the distance. It wasn't about the division. It was about Madrimov being a skillful fighter, a worthy champion. That's what it was about. And you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing Madrimov fight one of these other fighters. Let me see if they're gonna make it look easy. Let me see if they just gonna go out and knock him out like people think. He's right there at the 154 division. So let's see who's gonna want that smoke with him next. And let's see if they're just gonna go out there and stop him like people think Bud was supposed to do. Time is gonna show it. But Madrimov is actually for real. Yo, I'm telling you, Ray Rance, Madrimov can fight, yo. And and it's crazy because fans, they wanna kind of discredit his 300 amateur fights, like, oh, that's the amateur, that's the amateur. But they don't realize that, 300 amateur fights, you basically a pro level fighter who's fighting in the amateur game. These guys are training with professionals, sparring with professionals. So, like, look at, if you already seen what Lomachenko did, he had all those amateur fights. He was able to become a champion right away as a professional. It tells you, yo, this amateur experience means a lot. When you see somebody with 300 amateur fights and a great winning record, you know that he's for real. And then he's a champion as a professional. Yo, he's not a game. He's for real. Madrimov is for real, my people. And the thing is that if you notice, nobody's really giving him credit for that fight that he put on. And that's because, a lot of people want to hate on Crawford. So to hate on Crawford, like, oh, look, he struggled, he struggled. Instead of saying he struggled, when do we give credit to Madrimov? He's really that good. The two division undisputed champion, the only men's two division undisputed champion in the four belt era, went the distance with Madrimov. That tells you right. That should tell you right there what type of fighter he is. The guy can fight, and it's gonna take him fighting somebody else and putting the beats on him for y'all to admit it. Like, damn, yeah, this guy can fight. And again, the situation with Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis, you know, we already know that Shakur Stevenson gonna fight Joe Cordina. I'm interested in seeing if Tank is actually gonna fight El Rayo Valenzuela. If he is, yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. I am looking forward to that fight. Yo, you see what I'm saying? It definitely looked like Madrimov belonging there with the best of them. Based on that fight, I will tell you, nobody watches Madrimov. He could get up in there with Errol Spence, with Fondora, with Mel Charlo. He could get up in there with all of them. Nobody's watching him. He's giving them, all of them, a fight, and I don't know, he might beat some of them. Might beat some of them. With that power that he carried and that style, like, I'll give you an example. I could see Errol Spence struggling versus Madrimov because he got that style. And he's real hard to time. And I can see him tagging Errol Spence. So let's see, I'm actually looking forward to seeing who Madrimov is going to fight next. Because now he got to prove himself. He got to prove to the people how good of a fighter he actually is. He's, in a way, he's being discredited. You see, that's what I'm saying. Look, my boy NYC Alex feels like Madrimov is average at best. Average at best. So, if Madrimov, for example, fights Errol Spence and he knocks him out or he beats him, instead of giving credit to Madrimov and be like, whoa, he's elite, he beat Errol, people are going to say, nah, Errol's washed, Madrimov is still not that good. So, so let me ask you a question, NYC Alex. In your eyes, what does Madrimov have to do to prove to you that he's better than average? What do you feel like he has to do? And that's crazy that you say Errol is a 147, a small 147 too. Like, bro, that is insane. Errol Spence is a huge 147 pounder. Like, I'm surprised that he was able to hold on to the 147 division for as long as he did. And that's the reason why he didn't want to rematch with Crawford at 147. He was struggling to make that weight. How you gonna say he's small? Yo, he not a true 147. Errol is a 154 fighting at 147. He a weight bully at 147. That's what he is. He big as hell. What is you talking about? Errol was a weight bully at 147. But yo, yeah, he a 154. Matter of fact, yo, Errol could be at 160 easy. He got a big ass frame. You don't see, yo, between fights, this dude go to 180 and 190. Errol big as hell, man. What is you talking about? Errol could be at... Yo, listen, I don't know how long you've been following the whole Errol Spence situation, the whole how good you've been following him. But yo, at one point, people were saying that he could move up and beat Canelo at 168. That was a thing for a while. People saying, yo, because Errol is taller, considerably taller than Canelo. He has more reach than Canelo, and then his walk around weight is the same as Canelo. So people were saying, yo, Errol will stop Canelo. He'd fight him at 168. But so yeah, you tripping about that. You tripping about thinking that Errol Spence little and he's not a 154 pounder. But again, I'm asking you, my boy, in your eyes, NYC Alex, in your eyes, what does Madrimov have to do to convince you that he's for real, that he's a good fighter? I'm interested in hearing that. Oh yeah, I forgot that you were gonna bring. You always bring up the accident every time Errol come up. That's like your ace of spades. But cool story about the accident. But back to Madrimov. Tell me, my brother, what does Madrimov have to do to prove to you that he's a very good fighter? Or are you gonna be a Madrimov hater and say that he's no good no matter what, just to discredit Crawford? Or is there a way that he can prove it to you? That you can say, yeah, yeah, he's legit. He's for real. Let me know, my guy. Because Terence Crawford is a two-division undisputed champion, a four-division champion, an undefeated reigning champion. And Madrimov took him to 12 rounds. If you know boxing, that right there tells you what type of fighter he is. That's enough. I don't even need to go watch video, watch tape. I don't need to do anything. The fact that he took Crawford to the distance, it already tell me what he about. If they don't tell you what you about, either you don't like Crawford or you gotta learn about boxing a little bit more. He took a pound for pound fighter the distance. And didn't have to use his weight, didn't have to weight bully him, didn't have to grab him, hang on to him, none of that. That tells you what you need to know about him. I think Madrimov was a top 154, but definitely not the best at 154. Let's see Crawford become undisputed at 154. Yeah, my brother, but you just said that Madrimov is like a B level guy, like wasn't all that. That's exactly what you said. Look, look, you said you call Madrimov average, so that he's an average fighter. All right, so if you're saying that he's, one of the top 54. No, no, but you didn't say he was B level, but you said that he was average. What is average? What is average? The average fighters are the B level fighters, my guy. You call them average. Obviously, the best, the elite, the champions, they're not average. So if you're saying he's average, then you're diminishing his skills. So what I'm telling you is, yo, Madrimov, if he took Terence Crawford to 12 rounds, that right there tells you what type of fighter he is, what type of skill level he's on. He didn't win the fight, but I'll give you an example. I'll compare him to somebody for you. He could be like a Porter. What happened with Porter? Yeah, he lost to Errol Spence. He lost to Terence Crawford. But look at the fight he gave Errol Spence. That was a split decision. Look at the fight he gave Terence Crawford. He was winning rounds before getting stopped for the first time in his career. So when you look at a Porter, he's beat some good names, and he only got beat by the best. No average Joe is gonna ever win and beat Porter. So Madrimov, look who he lost to. The pound for pound king Terence Bud Crawford. That's who beat him. Yo, Ray Ren, I agree with you. Anybody who say Madrimov is average, that's crazy. The only way that you could say Madrimov is average is if you want to hate on Bud Crawford. You telling me why he didn't fight Cozine? Like, bro, like, how can I answer that question? I'm not in his camp. I'm not, with his team negotiating the fights or nothing. So I can't answer that question. I can't tell you why it didn't happen. I know that you can speculate and hate, like, well, he didn't do this because of this, and he didn't do that because of that. It's easy to speculate and hate. But the truth is that I don't know the answer to that question. And you, of course, you don't know it either. So all we can do really is speculate. What we do know is the facts. The fact is that Terence Buck Crawford went to the 154 division and dethroned a legitimate champion. Now he's a full division champion. He made more history with that W. You see, he's saying he chose the least threatening champion. Who decided that he's the least threatening champion? Again, you're injecting your opinion to feed your narrative. You decided, you made that decision. You see, and look, you're saying he targeted. You see, he targeted. That's why I'm telling you that you make assumptions of things that you don't know. You don't know who they sent an offer to. You don't know who they try to get a fight with. You don't know anything about the business aspects or what the contract was about or why he was able to make the fight happen. You just make up what you want to believe. Oh, yeah, he reached out to the easiest guy, and that's who he got. Come on, bro. Like, you really making up your own narrative of how you can hate on him. Right? The guy made his debut in the 154 division versus an undefeated champion. You see, that's a fact. You can't dispute that. So now you start making up stuff about, no, because he picked him because of this, and this is the reason why he did it. Come on, bro. You're making up in your head why you believe that he did it. That's not true. He doesn't need to become undisputed to earn the Canelo fight. That's not true at all. Let me ask you a question. When Amir Khan moved up 2 divisions to fight Canelo, he wasn't undisputed anywhere, and he fought Canelo. When Floyd Mayweather moved up to fight Canelo, he wasn't undisputed either. Floyd never was undisputed in his career, and he fought Canelo. Bivol wasn't undisputed when he fought Canelo. So why Terence Crawford need to become undisputed? Why you putting this high bar on Terence Crawford? Bro, he fought a lot of people that never became undisputed. You notice how you give Crawford different rules? Like, oh, he's got to do this so he can earn it. No, Canelo fought a bunch of people that didn't do that. You see? Yo, you mad funny, my guy. Look, I'm glazing because I'm telling you the facts. That shows you what a hater you are, my brother. Like, you gotta admit that you're a serious hater. All I'm telling you is the facts. Yo, these people did not become undisputed. Why? Why Crawford gotta become undisputed in your eyes? And your answer to that, oh, bro, you're glazing, bro. You're glazing. Actually, you're the one that's hating. Like, you're being a serious hater because you're putting all these rules on Terence Crawford. Actually, while you say I'm glazing, you seriously glazing on Canelo. Talking about Bud gotta earn it by becoming undisputed for the 3rd time. Nobody's ever been undisputed twice. He's already made history, but he's gotta make more history to earn Canelo. Bro, that's not even glazing, bro. That's deep throating type of shit right there you on. My man said, nah, he gotta become undisputed again. Man, come on. Stop. Don't do that. Hold on, my people. We gotta move. We gotta move the entire live because we had a situation with the light and whatnot. So yeah, my boy, you gotta stop the glazing. Stop the serious glazing. Talking about Crawford gotta get undisputed again. You gotta do more. Come on, man. That's cap. That's some serious cap. I already know what it is, man. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. If you love boxing, go ahead and subscribe. Yo, I'm telling you, my man's is tripping over there talking about, yo, Terence Crawford got to win, get undisputed again for a third time so he can earn a fight at Canelo. Yo, what kind of buffoonery is this? What's going on out here? Nah. NYC Alex is on something else. I think he trolling. My name is Jay. You could actually, oh, matter of fact, look, check it out. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is JSmiff134. And Facebook, JSmiff. But for real, my peoples, why we telling Terence Crawford that he has to do more to earn a fight versus Canelo? Explain that to me. You already know, my boy, JSmiff134 for Instagram and JSmiff on Facebook. I'll be posting exclusive content on there as well. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. At the end of the day, the fights, they just need to happen so we can finally find out what's really good. And that's why, yo, I'm dying for Terence Crawford and Canelo Álvarez to fight. And I think that's a good possibility we can get it. You know why? Because, yo, Canelo reached out to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh and already let him know, like, after I get through with Berlanga, we're going to sit down and negotiate. So I believe that Terence Buck Crawford, Canelo Álvarez is a fight that it's possible that it could be made next. You know, after Canelo wins, I expect him to wash Berlanga, to be honest with y'all. And after that fight, I believe we could get Canelo Álvarez versus Buck Crawford. And we're going to find out what's really good. All those people that keep talking about 168, he's so big, he's so, like, yo, man, listen, Canelo's a little dude, man. Canelo's not even a big guy. Look at all his face-offs in the 168 division. He's not a big dude. So people is going to be surprised when Canelo and Terence Crawford are face-to-face with each other and Canelo don't even look that big in front of him. They look about the same size. So everybody focus on that 168. Nah, yo, look at the physical of both of those fighters. And while you look at the physical of those fighters, subscribe to Box Center, goddammit. And my peoples, yo, hit that like button, man. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap with that like button, man. And subscribe, because I'm giving you the best boxing content, period, point blank. So my peoples, check it out. I'm going to drop off. However, I'm coming back later. I got to take care of that light and work my magic with that. But remember, this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. There's a reason for that, and you need to find out. So go check out these videos, and then you're going to find out. Box Center, JSmiff, I'm your plug, my peoples. I'm your new favorite boxing content. So that's it, man. Get used to it. Get used to your boy giving you that real boxing talk. And my boy NYC Alex, you know, I got love for him. You know, he just be tripping. He be talking some corny stuff sometimes. Talk about Terence Crawford needs to earn it by going undisputed one more time. He needs to be undisputed a third time. Like, what is you talking about, man? Like, I got love for you, my boy, but don't do it to yourself like that. Terence Crawford has already accomplished more than enough to get a fight with Canelo Álvarez. And guess what? Because of the rivalry between Mexican fighters and African American fighters, that rivalry, which is, yo, you got to remember Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez. Yo, that rivalry goes back. We can keep going further back. And, yo, Terence Buck Crawford versus Canelo Álvarez could be the latest installment of that rivalry. That would be a mega pay-per-view of epic proportions. So we have to have it. We have to have it, period, point blank. And I already made my prediction. I told y'all, Terence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Álvarez. He's going to outbox him just like Floyd did, just like Bivol did. Remember that I told you this. The receipts are there. I'm going to be able to go back and say, I told you so. I told you so. So anyways, my peoples, y'all already know. I appreciate you hopping on with me. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Stay tuned in. I'm going to be back live at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time in about 45 minutes. See you guys in a few. Peace. You already know, Ray.